Is Goyard really worth the price tag? Let's talk about it. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. My name's Jonathan. I make luxury videos, unboxings, and reviews. And today I thought we would just talk about Goyard. Is it worth it to me? Is it worth it for you? Is it worth it in general? Let's talk about it. So let me go ahead and show you the bag that I'm going to be holding for most of the video, just so that way we can have some eye candy before we get started. So this is the Goyard Belvedere PM in the blue color, navy blue technically. There is a lighter blue as well. It does come with a shoulder strap that is adjustable. However, it is not removable. The opening is like so. And then it features this beautiful yellow interior, which is what Goyard is known for. It has a slip pocket in the back. And then on the inside, there is one pocket here, and then two on either side. So it does fit a good amount in this bag. So the reason why I wanted to have this conversation for this week's video is because my brother and my cousin are currently overseas in Europe, living their best lives in England, and they have come across a Goyard boutique. And I had told them when they had left for the trip, if they end up going to Goyard, if they see a Goyard, can they please, please, please pick me up something? Because I live in Canada and we have zero Goyard boutiques here. The closest one that we would be able to go to is in New York City. And I did do an exposing Goyards video a long time ago where I explained in Canada ordering from New York City and having it shipped here is just not feasible. And don't get me started on the resellers here, extremely insane. So I thought, you know what, they're in Europe. They might be able to get it for cheaper there, so let me give it a shot. So the bag that I asked them to possibly get if they stumbled across the Goyard is a Plumette wearable wallet. I'll insert a picture of it here. Spoiler alert, they were able to get me the bag. However, I was doing some aftermath and I was really wondering, is it really worth it? So the Plumette bag, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, is 1,310 USD in New York City currently. So after taxes and conversions, if I were to purchase that bag, it would be around 2,000 Canadian dollars, just shy under that. It's about 1,965 Canadian dollars. And my brother was able to get me the Plymouth bag in England for 965 pounds, which when converted to Canadian dollars is 1,850 Canadian dollars. So realistically, I'm still saving about $115. But realistically, is it worth it? Just because my brother had to travel all the way overseas, granted he's there for a completely different reason. He did not travel to Europe just to go to Goyard for me, don't get me wrong. But if you're going there, it's worth it. Because that means you have to plan out the purchase well in advance versus the likelihood of me going to New York City is a lot more higher, and the flight there would be a lot cheaper. So factoring in all that, is it really worth it to go over to Europe for me to get Goyard? I personally don't think so. I would probably rather just go to New York City, visit the Big Apple, grab a piece of Goyard, and come home. I could even do it in a weekend trip without having to take the stress of traveling so many hours overseas just to pick this up potentially, as well as see the country, obviously. But I don't know. I just don't think it's worth it. I know that it's a little bit different if I were to shop in Paris because I know that we do get the VAT refund back. So that in itself might be worth it because that is a couple $100s. So that might be worth it. But from Canada to England, for example, it's probably not worth it. Let me know where is the best place for a Canadian other than Paris to purchase Goyard. It's because we don't have Goyard here. I know that Louis Vuitton and other designer fashion houses are so much cheaper in the country that they're made in. But for me, Goyard is probably one of those brands that I'm looking to dive into a little bit more. So I'm trying to figure out a more cost-effective way to purchase it without going through the avenues of resellers, because I'm not trying to pay over retail for bags, because that's just insane now at this point. Another thing though I wanted to mention about whether it's worth it, to be honest, is the fact that this bag, for example, I purchased it for about 2,700 US dollars plus tax, and then I converted to about 4,100 Canadian dollars. And granted, this is not the largest size bag, and it is mostly canvas. And if I'm trying to be comparing against another fashion house, Louis Vuitton has bigger bags for cheaper that are all canvas as well. So, for example, these two Louis Vuitton bags. This Speedy 30 is a bandolier, so it does come with a leather strap as well. It has leather trim and it's fully canvas. And I purchased it for slightly under 3,000 Canadian dollars. Similarly, with the Neverfull, I know that this is a tote style bag and the Belvedere is a shoulder bag slash crossbody. But for example, this is an all canvas bag as well. It has leather detailing, it has leather handle, but it was again shy under 3,000 Canadian dollars. So realistically, why would the Goyard be worth $1,100 more? Like realistically, why is this bag worth $1,100 more? And I think there's a couple reasons for that. First of all, I think that it's the exclusivity factor. The fact that there's Louis Vuitton stores left, right, and center, especially here in Toronto. We have one mall that has two of them inside of the mall because the demand for Louis Vuitton is just so high. If they were to put a Goyard in Toronto, the lineups would be insane. So I feel as though the $1,100 extra price tag that you're paying for is the exclusivity factor and the if you know, you know kind of vibe. Versus, like, yes, I know everybody can go for a more quiet luxury Louis Vuitton bag, but then you're getting into the more expensive territory. But I'm trying to be more comparative with the canvas bags that they offer. So is the $1,100 premium for Goyard worth it? Honestly, that's where I'm not 100% sure. Another thing that I also did want to mention is from at least my experiences from shopping at Goyard and from hearing my experience that my brother had, it's completely night and day than what I get from Louis Vuitton or any designer fashion house in Canada. And the reason being is, like, this bag, for example, only came with the dust bag and the shopping bag. Granted, they kind of need to provide that, at least I would hope. But they didn't come with a box. It didn't come with any special like ribbon. It's just the experience also is built into the price tag. So if you don't have a really good experience in these luxury houses, is it worth paying the price tag? I constantly get great experience from Louis Vuitton, which is why most of my collection is Louis Vuitton. So to have these two different experiences, it's kind of just like makes me wonder if I want to keep investing in Goyard, even though I like the exclusivity of it and how quiet luxury it is compared to Louis Vuitton. And I just like the kind of styles that these bags have. So that's where I'm at, friends. I honestly don't know whether to think Goyard is worth it or not. I appreciate the exclusivity of the brand. However, the price point and experience doesn't really warrant that price point compared to like Louis Vuitton or other fashion houses. So let me know down in the comment section below. Do you find Goyard worth it for these same reasons, or do you have other reasons that I didn't think of that you might like to contribute as well? Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye for now.